Welcome to Devblogs 64. Fred, the 2D artist, states that when the custom skin system was first implemented, the team used 1K textures for all creatures. As development progressed and technical issues arose, he began creating certain skins in 2K so they would display correctly in-game. This led to a mix of 1K and 2K textures across different creatures. He explains that he has now been assigned to upgrade all skins to 2K resolution. During this process, he is also reviewing and lightly refining some of the existing textures. His goal is for the older skins to visually match the newer ones once the upgrades are complete. Dondi, the game director, explains that after giving the team 2 months off from writing devblog entries, it's easy to see why Fred stands out as the good noodle of the group. Dondi's own contribution is intentionally brief and serves more as a director's commentary than a detailed report. He begins by addressing bug fixes, describing a frustrating month spent tracking down difficult and unpleasant bugs. He jokes that the experience made him want to scream into a bag of holding until death or godhood, emphasizing how tedious and unrewarding this part of development can be. He humorously points out that the Allosaurus continues to cause recurring problems, noting its inexplicable foot shaking and faint glow. Dondi reports that the UI user interface is nearly finished, with only a few screens and pop-ups left to complete. Afterward, the focus will shift to minor customization features for players and the addition of tutorial and hint systems. The interface already contains a few hidden secrets that players might eventually discover. He also explains that animal colorization options were temporarily reset and then reduced in number. This was done to allow for broader dinosaur pattern palettes, giving the team more artistic control while maintaining visual consistency. The goal is to prevent unrealistic rainbow-colored dinosaurs, though player servers may later get full palette access, or even a color wheel for total freedom. Next, Dondi discusses major changes to Pteranodon flight mechanics. Stamina costs for flying have been significantly lowered, and momentum now carries much longer than before. A new turning function was added for agility, and the next phase will introduce ground-based abilities, since the Pteranodon will eventually have a powerful terrestrial combat system. The animation team, he says, is now fully focused on the Camasaurus, with attached media showing their progress. Brian is finalizing the Quetzalcoatlus rig, which now includes crest dimorphism between males and females, plus updates for the juvenile version. Brian will then move to Oviraptor locomotion, aligning it with Baryonyx, Kentrosaurus, and Austroraptor. The team will stay on the sauropod until it's complete, switching briefly if cleanup work on Austroraptor becomes necessary. Meanwhile, Austroraptor, Kentrosaurus, and Baryonyx have their basic functions, locomotion, and life cycles implemented. Some early community images of these dinosaurs are already circulating, but Dondi promises more official previews soon. He notes that their juvenile forms are especially cute, potentially enough to make players hesitate before attacking them. On the audio side, the sound team has nearly finished work on Austroraptor, leaving only a few juvenile vocalizations before moving to Kentrosaurus. Kentrosaurus already has its core sound palette ready, allowing an efficient workflow between species. In parallel, Will is working on Foley sound effects for large creatures, including a new dynamic footstep system that changes sound based on the animal's weight. Dondi lists additional balance and bug adjustments, including Tyrannosaurus tweaks to reduce overpowered juvenile attacks and adjust its crush mechanics so it can't easily pin and kill similarly sized creatures. Maiasaura improvements, slower thirst decay, better crowd control effects during defense, and an enhanced passive ability tied to its good mother lizard identity. Omniraptor now maintains its grip longer when latching onto larger animals. Beipiaosaurus and Herrerasaurus have slower oxygen decay. Larger species have updated growth curves to overlap more naturally with smaller creatures instead of outgrowing them too fast. Growth times have also been shortened at the end of life stages to keep animals longer in their elder phase. In world building, Jace has been expanding the Gateway region with new structures introduced previously, while Gabriel provides large location assets inspired by Guts areas, including upcoming sanctuaries near the Highlands. Dondi concludes by offering media previews, positive wishes, and an update for the Horde testing branch. He ends with his signature humor. See you on the servers and happy Halloween, you filthy animals. As usual in their devblogs, they showcase a few animations of the work that's been done. I'll let you enjoy their craftsmanship. It always takes them years to release, but the results speak for themselves. For those who've asked why I no longer make videos about the Isle, here's a quick answer, and I'm pretty sure many of you feel the same. The game's development is insanely slow. Despite my usually high level of patience, they've managed to push it to the limit. I've honestly entered a phase of progressive disinterest. The Rex was supposed to release last year, and it was announced 3 years ago. Now they're talking about the Camasaurus, which at this pace won't be released for another 2 years. They have absolutely no financial interest in finishing the game or releasing it quickly. The game already sells just fine in its current state, so they're working at maybe 10 to 15% of their full capacity. The way they produce content seems to hover just above the bare minimum, likely to stay in Steam's good graces. And they're doing all of this on the back of the community's patience, a community that, at times, isn't even respected. Personally, I don't expect much from these people anymore in terms of release speed. And this is just a brief summary. There's still so much more that could be said. See you next time for more videos.